Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I am back with another deck profile from the Nordic Open with Rasmus Leth.
Hello.
All this nice stuff. Now, what did you play and how did you do?
Yeah, I got second place, only losing one game. And I was playing pure Mitsu with a very small Fearsmith engine.
Pure Mitsurugi. Alright, take us through your deck.
Yeah, so we got the pretty standard Mitsu stuff. 2 Murakuma, 1 Futso, 1 Habeki, tried and tested, no reason to change it. 2 Amata, 2 Manju, and 1 Sachi and 1 Kusanagi. Pretty standard lineup. I enjoy playing the Manju lineup as it allows you to just go directly into the Mitsurugi ritual when it makes sense. And usually, it's very rarely comes up that it's not a reptile.
Makes sense, makes sense.
Spells are also pretty standard. 2 Mitsurugi ritual, 1 mirror, 3 prayers, and 3 pre-prep, and then the purification. This is the standard lineup. Pure Mitsu, you don't want to break too much, but yeah, you need to play these cards.
Did you miss Magatama at all?
No, not at all. I didn't even think about it.
No.
At the same time, I didn't have the chance to test with it, but I haven't had a game where I thought it came up.
Makes sense.
And then to finish the engine, we got the 1 engraver. This is like the minimum you can do. This is basically just turn 2 level 4s into an Aziza, which is just still a broken card if you have the protection, especially when you have the Omni negate, so they can't pop it and then you're just sitting on it, winning the game.
Would you have liked to play the additional Fiendsmith pieces such as Saint and Lakrama to be able to keep the engine be better going second?
I would say no. I feel like the engraver is just a power push when you go first. It could be stuff like the level 4 that summons itself back, but I felt like if you want a brick, this is a better brick to run in those situations.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and this leaves me a lot of room for the Orf engine, which is where I think the deck really shines. So for the Orf engine, we got the standard of 3 Ash Blossoms, a no-brainer, a Fubalos because Fubalos is still broken. We got the entire quick play lineup. So we got 3 Visions, 1 Core by the Grave, 3 Super Polys, 3 Fallen Virtues, and 3 Droplets.
Now, there's no MST here. You told me earlier that you're side decking the MST. Is there
yeah,
any
side decking
particular
MST.
reason?
I think there's a good reason to have it in the main deck. I wasn't able to fit it in. One thing would be to cut Fallen Virtues for the MST, but I just like being greedy, and the Fallen Virtues is such a strong card when you just see it. You dodge the Veilers, you just imperms on your normal summons, and it's just such a versatile card.
Did you miss the MST in the main deck game 1 at all?
No.
No?
There was a few cases where you're sitting on just the vision at the end of your turn and it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna throw it away, just lose my hand if I don't see a quick play. But rarely, when I forget to go off at that point, I'm usually winning. The vision is mainly just for consistency, because the final card is the Prosperity.
Yep.
So the one card I've cut from the deck is the Pot of Extravagance. A lot of the pure Mitsu decks are playing, which means that this deck is a lot less consistent. You have the Typhoons to help, the Visions to help solve that. But when you're playing the Fiendsmith engine and the Super Polish, you can't play Extravagance because you'll hit too many important targets with it.
Now I see that you're not playing Dominus Impulse. Is there any particular reason for that? I know it conflicts with Manju and Engraver, but I've seen a lot of people play it regardless.
I'm running it in the side deck, mainly for when going second or after I sided stuff in and out. The reason was I really wanted to... I don't feel like 1-for-1 hand traps are gonna have a big impact in the game as it currently is, because I'm playing the only other 1-for-1 opponents to a hand trap is the Ash Blossom. And just an Impulse, just an Ash Blossom is not gonna end most games turns. It's still gonna set up and still have a strong board.
Makes sense. Alright, will you take us through your extra side deck?
Yeah. Let's get this cleaned up. So, for the extra deck, we got the standard, just power cards in it. I have decided to cut several common cards to be able to fit everything in. I'll mention that at the end. But we got your SP, your IPSP, and which is your usually end board. Dynamundo is just a crazy card once it comes up. And Dugaras, because it just enables so many OTKs. It can be hard, especially playing through some interrupt to actually OTK, and this guy just make it simple. Then we have the entire Super Poly lineup. We of course have the Mud Dragon and the Garura, it's a no-brainers. And then I wanted to play the Asamina line. It didn't come up this game. I didn't play a single White Forest or Dracotail. But this is what makes Super Poly a good card. Like, you auto-win those matchups if you see the Super Poly and they have the Synchro. So it's insane. Any testing where I've managed to make Sinner's Meta, you just win the game. It gives so much value. It
is an absolute blowout.
Then for the Fallen Virtuous, we got one Albion and one Ecclesia. This is like, again, the minimum lineup. It's an argument because I'm playing 3 Fallen to run the third Albion, but I just found that at that point where I've resolved 2 Fallens, I'm usually winning the game at that point because the Ecclesia shuffled back as well. It's just so much value.
Makes sense.
And then finally we just have the Feedsmith engine, like Exciton into Requiem, into Princess, into Caesar. Pretty self-explanatory.
Yep.
But yeah, the extra deck is very tight because I want to run Super Poly, I want to run Fallen, I want to run Feedsmiths and so on. This means I haven't been running Typhon, Zeus or extra copies of any of them. It haven't come up in the tournament, luckily, seeing as I'm got the 2nd place. And I found that this is like a very good balance of it. It gives you the access to the stuff. And when you're not playing extravagance, you can allow to be greedy and not play duplicates.
Alright, let's move on to the side deck.
Yeah, for the side deck, we have some standard stuff, as in the Puglia. Like, some matchup, this card win where you go 2nd. We have the Impulses. I didn't want to run in main, but definitely want to be here in the correct matchups. And just to remove, like, when a Super Poly is not active, it's nice just having a generic card you can run in. I did play one Wusu. I think the deck can be played without. I don't think I was a skilled enough player to play the deck without it. I picked this deck up a month ago and barely had time to practice. And this one just allows you to easily deal with Lunar Lights. And in this case, this guy came up, I played a single Pearly, which this guy just carried the matchup. I wouldn't have lost that matchup if I didn't have this guy.
Habakiri just has too many tools, man.
Exactly. We have the one Shifter because auto-win against Dracotail is a nice thing. The Mystical Space Typhoon to go into to combo with Divisions, which wasn't able to fit into the main, but that's just a matchup where this comes up, and again it's an easy card to solve the bad cards in the matchup and run in against most matchups. And then it also works really well with I decided to play 2 Lightning Storms and Feather Dusters. The main idea behind this is that I needed something against Radiant Typhoon. And as this deck, you have the MST you can search, you have the Fallen Virtuous, you have the Super Poly, which can all mean you just go activate this. If they try to negate it, you either pop it yourself with MST or Fallen, or you change the Super Poly. They can respond with the actual negation, and you blow out the back row and just finish the game. And you have so many ways to just force it through. And then finally we have Book of Eclipse I decided to run. I wanted an extra quick play spell to run in against the Vanquished Soul K9, mainly because I felt that it's like can be a tricky matchup if they get to set up. And I want to remove stuff like the Super Polys from the matchup. So I want another quick play that can be used against them. So we also work with Divisions, which I have to unbreak my hand. And then I just found that this is still a strong card. Against VSK9 it's okay, but also Yummy variants and so on, just dump this. I've even strategized, like, it can like also pressure if you can force out their first negate. This one can also be annoying for White Forest if they don't expect it.
Makes sense, makes sense. Do you have any shoutouts, changes, or final says?
Shout out to my friends for giving me a card right here. It's hard to play if you're not at the place. And beside that, like, this is probably what I would say is the easy way to play Mitsu in my experience. I didn't have much time to practice for the tournament, so I wanted a build that didn't require me to play 500 games with the deck, which I felt like this is what allows you to play a strong deck and still allow you to outplay your opponent, but also allow your deck to carry yourself.
All right. Thank you very much, and congratulations on the placement.
Thank you.